When you look for someone and candidates say, look, I want this candidate to have empathy, you need to understand the trade-offs you're making. What are the things that are good about having empathy? We all say we like people with empathy, but the problem can also be it's hard sometimes to make decisions.
Hey, I'm so excited that you're tuning into this video. Amelia is just helping me behind me on editing the video so we get it live for you right now. Well, it is live since you're watching it, but getting it live for you in this very second. It's a video about how do you select the right people. And one of the things as an entrepreneur, as a serial entrepreneur, that I spend more time on than anything else is figuring out how we select the right people to come and be part of building our companies and even run our companies. And if you're not aware of it already, if you're a leader, if you're a manager, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you deal with people in any way and form of management, your number one role beyond anything else is leading and recruiting the right people. And so there's a good old saying that says leaders spend 10% of the time recruiting, 90% of their time making up for the recruiting mistakes. Well, hopefully this video will give you an idea and a sense for how you change the math on that. So you can spend less time making up for recruiting mistakes and more time having a blast and having fun with the people that you have recruited. Now, if you don't like any of the 4 ideas, if you have a 5th that you want to add to it, or you have questions to it, please drop me a line below in the comments box. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, even if it's you don't agree with any of it, or if it is that you do agree, please drop it below. And in addition to that, please let me know which of the 4 advices you think is best. And as a very last thing, thank you so much for being part of my life. I'd love to be part of yours. So click subscribe and we can connect and hopefully have a lot of fun together building companies going forward. Have fun.
If you want to go through an interviewing process very structurally, we find that there are 3 things that you have to be good at. The first thing is you have to be able to identify the correct needs. That is, you have to find out what is it that you have to be good at in this particular position to be successful. Now, need identification is where most people go wrong. If I had to say from this entire talk, what is the number 1 thing you should improve on? It's identifying the correct needs for the particular position. And be careful, like I said earlier, that you don't try to say the person should be good at everything. The second thing is you want to have the right questions and the right tools to be able to figure out the data for those needs. Is the person able to answer? How do you answer the questions if the person fits those particular needs that you have for a role? Now, a need could be you want somebody who's good at building relationships, for example. Then the question becomes, what questions, what tools can I use to figure that out? By the way, it could be cases and other things. And then you want to have the right interpretation of the information. Somebody comes to the door and tells you, look, here's a candidate. The candidate got top grades at work, but they never were part of arranging a TED conference or anything like that. Does that person have drive or does that person not have drive is an interpretation question. And interpreting that correctly becomes very important and oftentimes where people go wrong. Now, the way for us to figure this out, in particular identify the needs, is we want to think about it as if we asked a Formula One team about their car. Now imagine you asked the Formula One team about the car. They would say, look, a car consists of chassis, wheels, suspension. Within the wheels, there are different subcategories of rubber that you can have. And you would say to them, well, how do you choose your rubber? Well, it depends on the condition, it depends on the road, it depends on how you want to drive and how your car is set up. Well, interviewing is similar. When you look for someone and candidates say, look, I want this candidate to have empathy, you need to understand the trade-offs you're making. What are the things that are good about having empathy? We all say we like people with empathy, but the problem can also be it's hard sometimes to make decisions because you understand why people have it tough and you understand their situation. So you have to understand the trade-off between those different things.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this clip. I really hope you enjoyed it. Comment below so I can follow your journey. I can be part of your life and hopefully you'll be part of mine as well. And if you haven't already done it, click subscribe below and we can be part of this entrepreneurial and leadership and career adventure together.